Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of TV is Our Real Mom. I'm your host, Dave, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Katie. Katie, what's happening?
Nothing's happening. Waiting on some snow, apparently. So,
Are you hunkered down?
well, it always comes on a Sunday night. Like, you got to go to work in the morning. It's always so terribly inconvenient. So, I'm hunkered down for now, but I got to leave in the morning. So,
Yeah, I'm
what are you going to do?
I'm between jobs right now, so I have tomorrow
Lucky,
off.
lucky man.
So I went grocery shopping. I'm gonna stay indoors the whole time for the next couple
Yeah,
couple
I
days.
I do not have that option. That is not an option for me. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do have a job, start a new job I'm starting next week. So I'm not like
nice.
when I say between jobs, I'm literally between jobs. I'm not like unemployed. Just just to cover my ass there.
Technically, you're unemployed for this week.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good week to be unemployed because I'm gonna stay away from the snow.
Yeah, that worked out well, didn't it?
Yes, it did. But anyways, here we are to talk about Survivor again. That's what we do.
Hmm.
Uh, Once again, a
It
little
is.
late. Apologies for that. That's on my end. Some of you may or may not know I'm also a musician, so I had a show on Thursday night, um, and it went pretty well. It was fun, but unfortunately, it kind of landed on when we usually do the
It is.
podcast, and here we are Sunday night.
Hmm.
But we're gonna get it done, just like last week. We're still gonna do it. So yeah,
Here we are. Apologies again. I'm still on my phone. Should have my computer back by next week. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right. So without further ado, this was a double header this week. So we have 2 full hours of, well, I guess more like an hour and 20 minutes when you take all the commercials out. But
It was a lot. It was a
there's a
lot of
lot of
Survivor.
Survivor. There's probably a lot to talk about, but when there's this much content, my brain struggles to remember all of it. So I'm gonna need Katie's help, you
Sure.
know, bringing this along here.
Well, I typically remember the things that were like yes and the things that pissed me off. So you're going to get a lot of that. And I'm sure there's stuff in between that I've forgotten about, but we'll probably hit the main points here.
Right. Okay. So yeah, where do we begin? Where do you want to start?
Well, we got to begin with the big finally the game got shaken up. That's where we should begin. I don't know if we need to go into the tedium of Mike's return from tribal council. Mike, as far as I'm concerned, this guy's a non factor in the game. So I don't want to waste a lot of time on him. But I do want to
Yeah.
talk about this break, like shaking things up. Like who shot first? Who's going to shoot first? It didn't even cross Chrissy and Ryan's mind to shoot first before Devin and Lauren. Or may I say, Lauren had the idea
Yeah, I mean, she's the one who pretty
first.
much spearheaded that alliance when they had the reward.
She was all business. Lauren was like, I'm going to pick you. I'm going to pick you. I'm going to pick
Yeah.
you. Then they sit down and have their dinner, and she said, this is what's going to happen. Let's lay it all out there. Us four to the end. She was so businesslike about it. It was so badass. And then everybody was like, yep, yep, yep. And for some reason, all this praise, and there's reason, but then Ben is getting all this praise. When I'm sorry, Ben was following orders. He was following them well, but nothing he was doing was of his own accord, other than finding that idol. His
Right.
acting,
Yeah.
which everybody is losing their shit about, Devin told him to do that. He's just executing it well. So let's stop with the Ben crap. I'm sick of it.
Well, I mean,
Sick of it.
to be honest with you, he started to get better at the acting thing as it went along, but starting out, I thought he was doing a terrible job. Like I didn't think he was doing a
Yeah,
good
I
job at all.
know.
It's just the fact that they really had no reason to believe that he had betrayed them in any way. So, like
Exactly.
so selling it wasn't that hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I don't, there's people in Survivor Past that are bad liars, that are bad actors. God, who was it that? Anyway, there was someone in recent memory that was like just so bad, but Ben just happens to be someone who can pull it off, and that's just because his alliance trusts him, and he's not terrible at it. So I'm just tired of them, and he's getting all this hero edit and hero worship, and I'm just you know, they say that the season ends like in a crazy, interesting way. But if it all ends up with a Ben win, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed
Right. But I
because
mean, you
it's
got
pretty
to,
telegraphed at this point.
yeah, you got to admit Ben is in a really good spot, right? I mean,
Yeah, but it's not through his. I mean,
it
the work
is.
he put in was, well, no, maintaining good relationships with Devin and Lauren. That was key. But it wasn't his idea to break from the seven yet.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
not
I
on
mean,
him.
but it's just like it's really impressive how he maintains this like likability somehow. Because like to us, a long time ago, he's starting to come across as like someone. He's starting to become less likable. I don't know, but sort of like
Look,
he still has everyone on his side
look.
though. Yeah.
I read an interview with Joe who said, but this, again, this is coming from Joe. But Joe said Ben was a prick. He was an effing asshole out there. That's a direct quote.
I can see that. I mean, I feel like there's no love lost between Joe and Ben though. I mean, let's
He's
hear
such
from.
a like he's so childish though. Like when Joe got voted out, how he did that stupid fist pump, but then he heard somebody else say, "Hey, you're a great player, Joe." Then he goes, "Oh, good game, Joe." Like, shut up, Ben. You just fist pumped because he got voted out.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder
Ugh.
what Ben thinks, you know, watching it back now, seeing how close he was to being. Because I mean, really, this vote was shown to the audience like it's either Ben or Joe. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, if you're watching, you're realizing like, wow, there was enough of a chance of me going home there where they used it as like a storyline.
Yeah.
Maybe that was overplayed or whatever, but I don't know. Uh,
Probably maybe to amp up the drama, but it's nice to see that they were at least considering it. But
yeah.
now, will they even get the chance?
Well, he's got an idol. um,
Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, if they were gunning for him right now in this episode, why wouldn't they gun for him again? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I know, but why do you think they did not pull the trigger?
I really do think at least these people in the game like Ben a lot. Like he's got them bamboozled. They just like him. I know Joe
Yeah, but
says
they
he's an
also know they know how good he is. They said.
right, and his whole story, like he really plays up the Marines thing and his family and stuff. So everybody knows that's a good
Mm-hmm.
story for winning the $1 million at the end. You tug at the heartstrings, you know. That's a it's a good strategy. So they're obviously considering that,
Yeah.
and yeah, they see him as a huge threat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, unfortunately, I don't think. Do you think he's going to tell anyone about his idol, or how do you think he's going to play that?
No, I don't think he'll tell anyone. Looks like he's
So
trying
he'll
to.
be
It looks like he's going after Devin after him next week or something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with the know-it-all sentiment that it seems like in this episode, Devin is starting to be painted as this sort of like villain who's trying to like stab the king in the back, but the king
Mm-hmm.
is going to sniff it out before him and take down the.
He
It's like,
didn't though.
well, like they said, it's going to happen. You know, he'll be the last villain standing. Devin will be, or something like that. I mean, it's really gearing
I
up
don't think
towards
he's a
it.
villain just because he said a couple of cocky things. He's a villain
Yeah,
all of a
but
sudden.
I can't fully explain what they were saying very well, but I remember agreeing with it, I guess. If
I remember shutting the podcast off when they said that because I didn't agree with it.
you're so you're so close-minded, you don't let anything
I
else in
finished it
there.
eventually. Dude, I finished it eventually. I just
Oh, okay.
wasn't in the mood to hear it at
Oh,
that
you're like,
moment.
I can't hear this. I can't hear this. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, obviously,
Yeah.
I'm wrong about everything. Like, can we just get that out of the way right away? Um, remember I was
Not wrong
saying
about
like
everything.
pretty much everything.
You
Everything,
said
every
you said JP or Ashley and Joe or Mike will go home this week.
I don't think I said Joe or Mike. I said Ryan or Ben.
Oh. Well, you're right
Yeah.
on the JP thing.
Uh-huh. I guess I got one right. But how wrong was I about Joe though? I was like, Joe's going all the way. No question about it. Now that he
Oh
got
yeah.
past this part, Joe is going all the way. I was so convinced. I was
Yeah,
totally wrong.
dude, I was buying into it because I wanted to believe it so bad.
I just kept going back. Like I am a sucker for the
But
edit stuff. Sometimes, I kept going back to that. He got a confessional that was just
yeah,
totally, family. It's all about my
hmm
family. Got to win the mill for my family. I always feel like they don't put that in unless you go really far. But I guess I was
well,
wrong.
maybe then there's hope for Ben not winning.
Yeah, and I guess that also makes me excited to watch Survivor in the future because they are throwing us off with stuff like that. I like that.
They've done it a lot
Just
this
keep me
season.
guessing. I like being wrong, I
Yeah,
do.
no, you don't want to be able to predict the boot order. That's just boring.
Right. I think this is the most wrong
But
I've
yeah,
ever
I don't.
been in a season though.
Yeah, I haven't been right at all. I don't think
Although I guess we've
my
been
winner
high,
pick
we
got eighth place. That's pretty good.
yeah, that is
But
farther than you usually go, I think. But
yeah,
we've been, with the people that are still left in the game, I think we've been pretty spot on. I think we felt like, Ben and Chrissy and Ryan and Devin were all going to go pretty far. There's not really too many surprises that are left
yeah.
in there. You know what I mean?
Lauren's been a big surprise.
Yeah, I think Lauren's been the big surprise, and I'm excited that she is playing a real strong game that could win her the money, and I wonder if they ever will, like, if it will ever cross their mind, like Lauren is a big player, we should take her out. You know?
Yeah, you know what absolutely killed me is the fact after they got rid of JP and Chrissy, who I think I'm changing my mind. I don't think she's that good at this game. But anyway, she goes up to Lauren, who is in her seven since the merge. They've supposedly been together, but she goes up to Lauren and says, "Hey, Lauren, I know we haven't talked that much strategy." What are you talking about? You haven't talked strategy with one of the six people who's in your alliance. What kind of nonsense is that?
Well, I'm curious, like how this group of seven is connected together. Maybe their full group discussions are never that. Maybe they never talk to each other really. Maybe they're only connected by the relationships, the links between them, like Devin and Ben
That's
and
why the
Ryan.
people with the links are playing the best because they have those connections with everybody because their social game is better than Chrissy, who claims she has this amazing social game. When you come together in a big group of seven, you have to make inroads with people who maybe you weren't that tight with at the beginning of the game. Because if you don't, you find yourself in this situation where it became sort of easy for Lauren and Devin and Ashley to pull this off.
Right.
Because, Chrissy didn't see anything amiss because she doesn't have check-ins with Lauren. She doesn't have check-ins with Devin. She should have.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right about that. And yeah, Chrissy just isn't that well liked at this point, I don't think. It's just straight up,
Chrissy is the worst.
I'm really
That was a
disappointed.
real tight alliance you had there.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm really disappointed that she is turning out to be like, because she's another mom, like in that age range, that like fit mom type, Survivor super fan,
mhm,
and like they
mhm,
always fail. Like she started off so great, and it looks like she's on the same exact
mhm.
trajectory as all these are. This archetype always has the same outcome, and it's like really disappointing to see that she started off so good and she's just completely nosediving. And I could totally see her
Well,
just losing in the
mhm,
final three.
yeah, that she's not getting any votes, believe me.
I don't
But
think so.
there's everybody says that she's just not genuine. She's super fake, and you can see it with that conversation that she was trying to have with Lauren. It's just painful to listen to. It's just so insincere. And my favorite part of maybe the whole episode is when Lauren was like, "Ah, she's just so annoying," and I was
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
"Yeah, yeah, girl."
so yeah, this segment I felt like I knew would be your favorite of the episode. These because
It
you have the
was.
you have these two scenes lumped together where you have the same sort of situation
Mhm,
going on with Ryan and Chrissy. And I know, I like Ryan well enough. Obviously, his stock has gone down, and I don't know if I could explain exactly why I'm
mhm.
starting to like him less and less. Maybe you can articulate that, but it was really funny it was really funny to watch Mike basically say like, "What the hell, dude?" Like, and just basically shoot him down to his face, like because all these like super fan like game bot type people, they think they start to lose sight of the human element, and so they think Ryan thinks it's going to be so easy to just go up to Mike and say, "Hey, buddy, do what I tell you," and but Mike's just like, dude, you haven't like worked with me at all this whole game. Like, screw you. That's basically what he says to him. And I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. And then right after that, you get Lauren and Christy doing the same thing. So I know you enjoyed that.
Right. I do think Lauren did a better job than Mike because she didn't necessarily shut Chrissy down. Whereas Mike might need Ryan now because he was not as in the alliance as he thought he was, which is why you should always be kind of vague. It was entertaining for sure to see Mike shoot Ryan down, but probably not the smartest thing to do. It probably felt really good though.
Yeah, but didn't you think Chrissy, you know, Lauren might as well have shot Chrissy down because didn't Chrissy have Chrissy had a confessional right after where she said, "I don't think this is working," and Lauren is painfully obvious in the fact that she doesn't like Chrissy and has no interest in working with her. So why not just go the Mike route and say, "Screw off"?
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate.
You know what absolutely killed me too?
What's that?
It killed me that Lauren was building that swing, and then Chrissy's just swinging away in it. It's like, bitch, no.
Get out my swing.
Did not build this swing for you. God.
Yeah.
You know, Bryce on Rob Has a Podcast said something that I've been thinking too about Chrissy, and maybe one of the reasons that she's not liked is that she has this air of entitlement because she's clearly lived a privileged life. She is wealthy. It is clear. It is plain as day. And she just doesn't have that way of connecting with people. And when she doesn't get what she wants, she acts the way she acts. Like, this is the first time this season that things didn't go her way. And she just sits there and says, "I can't believe how snarky these people are being." When they were not. They were being the same as they were being after every other vote, you know. She's just like a waspy, entitled, fake, not funny person, and I don't like it.
Yeah, they did try to humanize her with that moment. Do you think that is saying anything?
No, that pissed me off. She's like, oh, now that things aren't going her way, she's crying in the shelter. Suck it up, Buttercup. Everybody else has.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I just feel like the show is trying to use it to humanize her, but I agree with you. It's like, this is pretty telling of, like you said, what she's used to. And she even says it herself. So I think she has that, you know, self-awareness somewhat. She says it like, I'm always in control in my life. I always win. So yeah, you would naturally be very entitled as a person. That's too bad for her because like you said, it makes it hard for normal people to relate to you. I'm sure in her work life, she only rubs shoulders or rubs elbows, whatever the saying is, with people exactly like her, you know?
Smarmy business type schmoozers. That's who she's rubbing elbows with.
Yeah, probably.
In the preview for next week, she's doing the same thing. She's like, "You're such a jerk, Ben." To Ben. Like, oh my God, Chrissy, rein it in. Things aren't going your way, but you need to calm down.
Yeah. Maybe she's going the Joe route and she's going to just turn into a huge bitch so that everyone takes her to the end.
Well, I think that Joe was doing it intentionally. And Chrissy, that's just who she is.
Yeah, I don't think she's doing it intentionally. So yeah, let's go back to Ryan for a bit. I am curious if, you know, I think a lot of people are feeling like I'm not as high on Ryan as I was. Can you articulate like what is it that's falling apart for him as a character, as a game player?
You know, people turn on you the minute you get cocky. This week, I saw a lot of hate for Devin when last week everybody was in love with Devin. Just because he said a few things this episode, like, you know, I think Lauren's as good a player as I am. When, you know, that kind of comes from nowhere because we haven't seen that much from Devin, you know what I mean? But I think Ryan's been cocky kind of since the beginning. I think people get a little tired of his, oh, I didn't go to the prom, so I don't know what the prom was like. Like, people get sick
Yeah,
of that. I think
it's
they're sick of
bullshit.
his archetype. Yeah, and it's just a put on. It's like what got him cast, so he just keeps saying it. But
Yeah, it's coming. I
and
think that's it. It's coming off as a put on. You know.
yeah, Lauren is straight up, no bullshit. This is Lauren, and people love it. Then you have Chrissy and Ryan who comes off as inauthentic, and Chrissy who comes off as just fake and we've been through this, unlikable.
Yeah, we've been through
So
it.
so so that's why people gravitate towards the people who aren't cocky. Like Lauren put together this mafioso plan from her about like how great things are and how good she has it. We just saw her putting in work.
Yeah.
People like that. But people will turn on you in a heartbeat. That you can
Yeah.
see coming out of your chest.
Very nice connection there. I like that. Yeah, I think that explains it pretty well. I think you nailed it. That it's sort of he's getting cocky and he's no longer the underdog. We always root for the underdog. At least I
Well,
do.
now he is
So.
again.
Yeah, but are we gonna
But
start rooting for him
how much
again? I don't know.
are you going to
I
root for Chrissy and Ryan? No.
I still kind of want to see Ryan, get
No.
his comeuppance even more so than he did with the whole Mike thing. Like, it was
Yeah.
fun to watch Ryan squirm. There's something about
Mhm.
because he's come across as this like kind of like he called himself the Weasel, and I think there is an element of that throughout the season of Ryan just being this weaselly little bastard, and like
Yeah.
to watch him squirm in this episode was kind of fun, and I think it would be fun to
Mhm.
see him get voted out as well. But at the same
Mhm.
time, you gotta love a super fan, and you gotta love someone who loves the strategy of the game, and he's played a good game, up till now. So um,
Yeah.
I could go either way with him.
Yeah, he's not as bad as Chrissy. He did say a few things this episode which bothered me, but one of them I can't remember, but it really pissed me off. I remember that. But the second one was, oh, how did we get bamboozled by two 25-year-old surfers? And I'm like, where's the fisherwoman? She bamboozled you more than anyone. You're not going to give her any credit. But also, what does being 25 and being a surfer have to do with, you know, being good at the game? He's a
Mm.
23-year-old bellhop.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see it like surfer dudes, they're the way they talk, the way Devin talks.
Yeah, but that's their disguise.
Ooh. Is Ashley disguising herself?
At least for Devin.
I don't think Ashley comes off as like a surfer type the way she
No,
talks,
she
though. Yeah.
doesn't. She looks like a beach girl, but she doesn't sound like Keanu Reeves like Devin does. But I don't know how much Ashley contributed, although I think she was the one who posed the idea of getting Ben out, or was that Lauren?
She did. No, yeah, it was mostly Ashley that I feel like I remember
Yeah.
her being the one who sort of really is aware that Ben has the best chance of winning if he gets to the end. But everyone seems to agree
Yeah.
with that. Everyone instantly agrees whenever that comes up. So I don't know when they're thinking about taking their shot, but they better do it soon.
You know what I watched Joe's Ponderosa video, and he said that they knew the loved ones visit was coming, and they wanted Ben to get a loved ones visit, I guess more so than Joe. So that's maybe why. Maybe that played a role in them not voting Ben out, because they wanted him to see his wife.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, so can we talk about the JP vote for a second? Like,
Sure.
they could have done
Yeah,
better than this,
it was
right?
dumb. Yep. Very,
Like,
very dumb.
why take out JP? I mean, like, the only thing I can think of, and I know this is probably why they did it, is that he's like a safe vote. You know, he's safe because no one's going to play an idol on him. No one cares enough to keep him in the game. But like, how are you really affecting any serious threats or any core? He's not really a core of the alliance. He's just sort of floating along the bottom, just as a number. So like, how are you really changing dynamics of the game at all by voting for JP, other than outing yourself as, oh, we turned on the 7, or the 7 turned on itself. Like, that's all it does, and it doesn't accomplish any real goal. Am I wrong here?
I mean, it did accomplish swinging the game. Just because it wasn't Ryan or Chrissy, they still looked pretty pissed off and were pretty pissed off. But I'm trying to think of if they knew Ryan had the idol, this was their only chance to completely blindside him with the idol. Why didn't they take it? And then they could have gotten JP next because there wouldn't have been an idol. But I think maybe they figured what you said, that Ryan will not play the idol on JP. So they don't have to split the votes. So they can just, without having to split votes and worry about the idol. And then they seem to already have a plan in place to get Ryan to use his idol for the following vote. Like, it seemed to be a 2-part plan, but it didn't work because Chrissy won immunity. So they had to get rid of Joe.
You know what? I forgot that Ryan did play his idol in this episode.
The second part, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Worked.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
yeah,
keeping that in mind, it's not as bad then. I guess for a second I thought Ryan still had his idol, and I was like, you missed your chance to blindside him, because once you out yourselves as not sticking with the 7, you can't blindside him anymore. But yeah, you're right. They still got it out of him, so they can take him out anytime they want. Do you think that'll be soon or not?
What'll be soon?
Taking out Ryan.
Take Ryan. No, I don't think he's next. They were talking about Chrissy and Joe. I think Devin is going to keep Ryan in his back pocket.
They got Joe, though. Joe's gone.
No, but this was before the Joe vote. They said who's next, and they said Chrissy and Joe, and Ryan wasn't mentioned, at least not in what we saw.
Right, so they're looking at Chrissy now.
I think they'll keep Ryan around for a little bit. I don't know how far, but...
How loyal are they sticking to this alliance of 4? Is this the final 4 right here?
No, I think they're going to try to get Ben, too. I think Ben is going before Ryan. I mean, Ben could clearly idle someone out of the game, and probably will idle somebody out of the game. I just don't know who it'll be, obviously. How can you know?
How can you know? Who would he try? Who would he want to idle out? Probably Devin?
Well, it looks like he wants to go for Devin.
So yeah, if you're very confident that he's going to idle someone out of the game, I think Devin's going to be idled out of the game.
Yeah, but they wouldn't telegraph that in the preview the way they did. Would they?
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. So you want to talk? You got any more big picture stuff you want to talk about, or you want to touch on some details from the episodes?
We can touch on some deets.
Some deets. What did you think of the antics of the cocoa nuts?
They were funny. I enjoyed them. It was a bummer that my favorite part was when Mike was like, "Can you please fight with Chrissy again today?" To Joe. That's what he said to Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That was good for a laugh. It's too bad they're not there anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what do you think Mike's got a shot at this thing?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. When does he get taken out? Is he going to the end and just not get any votes? Or
I think he'll go to the finale. He'll be like a 5th, 4th place guy.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. I kind of predicted early on that Ryan would be a 4th place boot, like in the David Wright spot. Do you think I'll be correct about that?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Maybe, but for different reasons.
Okay. Yeah, so we didn't really talk too much about Ben found that idol. Are you getting any sense that there's too many idols in this season?
Yeah.
So yes?
I miss the days of a one and done.
Yeah. I mean, I like having a couple.
That's a little extreme, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, can
It
we
just
strike a
bums me out that
balance here?
as soon as one is, yeah, as soon as one is played, bam. Like he wasn't even looking for it. He just saw it.
Yeah. And this
He
was
just saw it.
before, wait, this was before Ryan played his, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there's probably another one out there now.
Yeah, that's they bet I think they should stop here. I mean, Ben's got one. That's good enough, right? I mean,
Yeah.
right? It's just yeah,
Well,
if
I
there's
don't know though. That you'll have some people being like, "Well, that's unfair. You put one out there for Ben." There will be the conspiracy theorists will come out saying they wanted Ben to find one, but now they don't want anyone else to find one.
yeah, what's the
You know?
value of a hidden immunity idol anymore if like they're easy to find and there's 10 of them? You know, like it's
Yeah.
just like it's like a second immunity, like a second given immunity. It's kind of lame. They need to like like get the value of
Yeah.
the idol back up by making it more rare. Because then you're a
Yeah,
little
dude.
more careful about how you play it.
Yeah, and if they put another one out there, I mean, there's a serious chance of another advantage getting or mini advantage getting because Lauren still has hers, and then there will be two idols out there.
What's the second idol that's out there?
Well, if someone finds the one that Ryan played, if they replant
Oh,
it
right. If that
and
is the
someone
case,
finds it.
is that going to happen? Or are you pretty confident that's going to happen? Was that a yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you so
Yes.
confident that
Yes.
this is going to?
Because I just remember that Adam found an immunity idol on like day 38, or
Yeah.
close. Like the last day he could play it, he found an idol.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I mean, did that end up
So
saving
I
him that night, or was he good anyways?
no, he was good. It didn't work.
Okay. Let's not forget too that Chrissy still has that fake idol.
Yeah, I don't think that's coming back into play.
It's not going to, huh?
It should,
I don't
but
see how she at some point wouldn't attempt to use it. I guess the only scenario I could see that would be she is already locked in for the final three. Like she has no reason to play it because she's already good. Yeah.
Ryan and Devin are still there. They'll know it's not real.
Right. So if she's trying to use it against them in any way, which is definitely possible at that point, not going to be doable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what else we got? Letters from home.
nice, but insignificant.
Lauren's winner edit in that moment, perhaps.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Um,
She's who I'm rooting for. My winner pick's gone. I have no horse in the race. Lauren is a beast. She moves pieces of lumber with her boobs.
yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah,
That was quite
she's a
impressive.
beast. Yeah.
Um, we have. I love this part when Devin says, like, when he's having like a powwow with the seven, and he's talking about basically Chrissy and Ryan, and like he says he sees this look in their
Mm-hmm.
eyes and like how their power is blinding them.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved that. And then that is the vote, yes, where they flip on them and shoot first,
Yeah.
as you were saying. And I just like that part.
That whole time, they seemed so like sure in how like good their plan was, and they weren't afraid of vocalizing that. And it really, the whole time, I was like, something's gonna go wrong. Something's gonna go
Yeah,
wrong. This is gonna backfire. I thought that the whole time.
yeah, pretty obvious. Jury looks
But
pretty good,
I
right?
mean, it was Jake. Yeah, they're handsome people, handsome and beautiful people.
Yeah. I thought Cole looks like Hercules from the cartoon. Like
Ah, he does.
he looks just
Oh
like when
my
he's
god,
like,
with the big ears and everything.
dude, yeah, when he's clean
Yes.
shaven and he like walked out, I was like, oh my god, it's Hercules.
I can go the distance. Yes,
No,
that's
no,
him.
you can't. No, you can't, Cole. Sit down.
You did not. You failed.
Sit down. Yeah, speaking
Oh
of
god,
Cole,
that's true. He's got. Oh, that's so funny.
in the
But
second tribal council, Cole pointed at the seat. What was that all about?
I miss that. What do you mean? He pointed at the seat. What seat?
In the tribal council, somebody says something. It might have been right after like the "My tribe vibes me, I vibe them." Who said that again?
I don't know.
Somebody literally said that. "My tribe vibes me, I vibe them."
I
And it,
like, I'm so nervous during that part that not a lot of what people say registers.
I know, like to me, tribal council is the best thing to rewatch because you really
Yeah,
do miss a lot of good stuff. And I think, yeah, I'm the same way. Like it's the part where I tend to talk the most. If I'm watching it with somebody, I tend to talk the most during tribal because like you're like
right.
making so many predictions and like just calling
Yeah,
things out. But yeah,
it's true.
anyways, yeah, Cole like points at the seat in front of him. I maybe he was referring to Joe, like here's your seat, buddy, or Ben. I don't know, one of those two.
I don't know. I feel like that jury is pro Joe. Well, maybe not JP, but JP in the exit interview I read just seemed like he could give two shits about Survivor. It was just something he did. It's over now. Who cares? And he basically said he just got along with everybody. Once he was at Ponderosa, he was like done with the game and he was doing his JP thing. But he
Was he
didn't seem like he
drinking
had
shit tons
enemies.
of beer?
He had a beer that I saw, yeah. But they're usually someone waiting for them with a beer or wine or whatever they like. So
Yeah, I just imagine, yeah, JP like drinking 8 beers and just being like the life of the party or something, you know.
probably, I think he's just a simple guy and he's not.
Yeah, like that whole thing was not for him, man. It
He
really is not his thing.
no,
And
no,
that's yeah,
it wasn't.
I he didn't have an interview with like Rob. Do you think he got a like he was do you think he was mad at like that sort of like any part of the community that represented that sort of shade being thrown at JP? Do you think he was like, screw you guys, I'm not giving you an interview?
Um, well, they said he's in paramedic school or something, so he couldn't. But they also said that they can schedule it whenever, like they can really work with you, but he just didn't.
Yeah, I don't think he I think he
So I don't know.
was I think it was his big screw you to all the haters is just not doing interviews with people he didn't want to, you know? And I don't blame him. I mean, if I got as bad of an edit and looked as bad on the show and got as much hate as he did, I don't think I would want to do the
I don't think
interviews
he got
either.
hate. I think people just didn't know what to make of him, and all they had to go with was things like that, and so they ran with it.
Yeah, but I mean, unfortunately, I think that's
That's
just
it.
part of JP's personality. Like you said, he's a simple man, and that's so people, yeah, like were
Mm,
attacking who JP was in a sense. But I guess, yeah, we really don't know who he is, the whole person. You know, what do we know?
yeah, he was just a mystery.
He was a
People
mystery.
were creating their own version of JP. Yeah,
It was funny that like in that tribal where he gets voted out, he
yeah,
finally like spoke up on his own, but it was like it was so too little, too
yeah,
late. It was like JP, what the hell are you doing? Shut up.
yeah,
like you couldn't even listen to what he was saying because you're like you have not talked for 30 days on your own. Like you can't
yeah.
start now, dude. Like thanks for trying to pitch in, but no,
Right.
you done. Yeah,
You're done. You're done.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked, during that whole build up to that tribal council that they did not even put out there a name. Like who it was going to be would not be revealed until tribal council. So that first JP, I was like, "What? Why?" But,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I was
semi
really
accomplished something.
yeah. I was really hoping for a J or like a Ryan or something, but I kind of had a feeling it was JP. Like they were gonna go the safe route with it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't
Well,
know,
it
man.
remains to be seen whether how bad a mistake that was. We'll find
Um,
out.
did we cover Ben's acting? I think we covered that pretty well. Just
Yeah, how it's dumb.
because there was a lot in this episode of that. Um,
Yeah, they
God,
just hammered it home. It's like, shut up.
it's not happening.
It's not that impressive.
Right. Um, how, dude? Rob's thing with the hat. Did you hear that? Like Devin wearing Ben's hat.
What did he say again?
Super good. He was talking about how like he saw it as a sort of literary symbolism where like Ben's hat is like his crown because he's King Arthur, you know? And
Oh, yeah.
Devin's like, here, let me try this on for a little bit. And like Ben gets a little pissed about it and he thinks it's like foreshadowing too, like of like, you know,
That's good.
Ben
That's
is the
good. You know,
king.
I do want to say, yeah, that plan was Lauren's. Let's not forget that. That was Lauren's plan, the whole breaking from the seven. But Devin came up with the whole finesse, the idea to have Ben pretend he was still in with them. That was good. That was
Right.
cool. I just
Yeah.
don't like that Ben's getting all this credit.
Right, because like I said, I didn't see him as being a very good actor. He's just like in a position where they have no reason to see it as anything but
Yeah,
sincere. So I don't know.
right. It'll be interesting to see when they come home from the tribal council at the beginning of the next episode how it's handled if Ben just comes out and says, "Hey, I was with them the whole time. I was just pretending to still be with you guys." Or if he still rides it out in order to, I mean, it looks like he's not going to pretend to be with them anymore because Chrissy calls him a jerk. So, but still, it'll be interesting to see how exactly he handles that.
Yeah, what do you think is the best way to handle that for like jury management if he wants to get these guys votes at the end?
I mean, you want to
Should he
get
say it
props.
now or should he like tell him I played you guys? Should he tell him that in the final tribal?
I mean, you don't want to look like you just are some Johnny come lately who they came and grabbed for a vote. You want to be like, no, I was with them since the JP vote. Are you okay? You keep like bugging out your eyes.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry.
Okay, you just did it like twice.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway, um, I think he needs to put it out there so he gets credit for it, even though it was Devin's idea. So I don't know.
Okay. Um,
What about you?
I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, how do you think Ben should handle it when he
um,
gets back from Trump Council?
I don't know. I guess I can't really think of how they would feel about it, you know, if you told them when they're sitting there on the
Mm-hmm.
jury. You know, I don't know how they
Yeah,
would react to that. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the best move would be.
yeah, I don't know either. I
Do you
really don't
want
know.
to go ahead and do MVPs for the episode?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
All right. We just do one MVP for the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a 2 hour extravaganza.
Okay. Do you have an MVP?
Yes, Lauren, Queen.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Um,
Yep.
I'll agree with that, Lauren. I don't got anything
Oh,
better.
okay. I was like, don't you say Ben. Don't you say Ben.
I was thinking about
You
Devin,
know,
but yeah, I don't know.
yeah, are they trying to make him look cocky or are they trying to build a winner resume onto the TV? It's hard to know. And that you shouldn't try to figure out what they're trying to do. That's stupid, but your mind goes there. Mine does anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like yeah, Devin did some things that weren't perfect enough where it's like I can't give it to him and Lauren just was so solid. I think Lauren's gotten a lot of
For her,
MVPs from us.
she has. I wouldn't have expected she would have gotten a single one at the beginning of the season. But for her saying Christy's so annoying, oh, she's so annoying. For that alone, I would have given her MVP. But she also just changed this game. So that's that.
Right, yeah. All right, what happens in the preview for next week?
Well, Ben makes a fake idol and gives it to Devin, and Devin goes, "Oh, so that can't be good."
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, and loved ones.
Oh yeah, loved ones visit.
Yep,
So
family visit.
Yeah, what is Ben's plan here with this fake idol?
I don't know. I think there's clearly something that builds up to it. Maybe he just figures out what a threat Devin is. And he's like, wait, people hate Chrissy. Maybe I shouldn't get her out. Let's get Devin out. They're going to turn on each other pretty quickly, I
Right.
think.
So is he giving him a fake idol in hopes that he can make Devin feel safe, where they're able to vote for him
Maybe.
without? I think that's probably what he's doing, right?
Oh, I bet he's doing it so that Devin doesn't go look for the real one.
Right, and find out that somebody has it, maybe, or
No, because Ben wants the other one that Ryan just played. So Ben's gonna go get that one, but give Devin a fake one so that he doesn't go looking for it.
yeah, that could be. Yeah, if there is another one out there. But yeah, if Ben gets another idol, like this
Right.
thing is over.
Very much so, yes.
Well, I don't know. It's always tough because in that final four spot, you can't play any idols, and if you lose that
Yeah.
challenge,
Yeah.
you get voted out. Kind of sucks.
It's awesome. In this case, it'd be good.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that they can mix up the game like that, but yeah, it sucks for someone who plays such a good game up to that point and then they lose in the final four.
Yeah.
I think Malcolm
No,
was
that's
kind of like
true.
that.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Spencer, Kelly Wentworth, Zaree. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Yep.
All
Sydney.
right.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, who with that information, who's your prediction for who's going home next week?
I still want to say maybe it's a red herring and that Chrissy goes home.
Okay. I'm gonna say
Chrissy goes. Chrissy goes.
I'm gonna say the edit is telling the truth and Devin is going home. But
Ugh. He did get a visibility spike.
yeah, but you can take solace in the fact that I've been wrong about pretty much everything this whole season. So,
Right. That helps. That helps.
right.
So,
Okay, that'll do it for this episode of the podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at TV is our real mom. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and a comment, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
bye.